guys, what's going on? Black Scout Survival. So my state was hit pretty hard by Helena and knocked out most of the power grid and essentially the whole state's out of power. They're slowly getting it back up, but it's been 2 days so far without power in most places, and they're slowly getting up. Obviously, they were not prepared for this level of problems, with the transformers and such, and obviously debris everywhere and trees down. But what I've noticed, just most people are not prepared, right? And I haven't seen police, hardly. I've seen one police in 2 days. Yesterday, when I got up and went out in town, it will look like Christmas Eve traffic. Like there was cars everywhere. Everyone was out. I'm not sure why. Maybe to try to go get supplies, but there were virtually no stores open. I did see one open and they were like completely pitch black, only accepting cash, and they had lanterns lighting up the store. You couldn't get gas. There was like one place with gas and it had a line of cars down the street. Now, we have the ports staff going on strike on October 1st. So that could potentially disrupt the supply chain. And that's why I'm making this video, mainly because a lot of people, when they think about preparedness or survival, they think it's the zombie apocalypse or some kind of weird prepper. But I'm telling you right now, what I'm seeing with the populace is that everyone should be prepared with the absolute basics. And that's what I'm going to talk about today, the absolute basics of what I think everyone needs. If you're not into survival, the absolute basics. But I also went to a store today, a grocery store, and it looked like, you ever seen World War Z? Whenever that scene where Brad Pitt's going in there and everybody is chaotic, that's how it was. And pretty much the store was empty. Now, the funny thing is if you're a survivalist and you know what to get, that stuff was in stock. Mostly people are getting perishable things. The funny thing is that they don't have refrigeration. So you go get food and you cook it, but then you have leftovers and you can't refrigerate it. So you can't heat it back up unless you cook it on propane. But I'm going to talk about all these things and hopefully give you some tips. If you don't get prepared now, it may be too late. A lot of these people out there, people are in bad moods. I see people driving erratically, driving on sidewalks, all kinds of, and this is just 2 days without power. Imagine if there was no water, if there was no communications, all that kind of stuff. I see people sitting in their cars and they are charging their phones, wasting gas because they're not prepared for this stuff. So I'm going to show some things that I think is the absolute minimum. This is not an exhaustive list by any means. Like if you're serious about it, this is kiddie stuff. This is the absolute basic minimum I think every household should have. So guys, like I said, most of the time preparedness has some type of stigma with it, that you're some kind of psycho worried about the zombie apocalypse, which you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But imagine that you're camping, but in a really nice tent, AKA your house. Okay. And we're going to go just through a few things. One, a network of people, a group of people you can trust, you can count on, whether that is, you need to move a tree out of your yard, or the Haitians are trying to come eat and spotting kittens and you need somebody to help defend them, right? And then after that, obviously water. Keep a stock of it at all times. Whenever I went to the store today, there was literally no water on the shelves, gone, completely gone. And having a way to disinfect it is also extremely crucial. I would definitely recommend that as well. Food, you want shelf-stable food. Like I told you, I went to the store today. Everybody's still buying perishable things, eggs, milk, and bread. It's ridiculous. I don't know why people do that. It's like some kind of thing. They did it back in the Depression. I don't know what it is. Tuna, a lot of protein, right? Protein bars, things you don't have to cook, things that can be made without cooking. Now, if this grid were to go down, let's say right now, you can cook through your food and eat your food that's in the refrigerator. Keep the refrigerator door closed only when necessary, because it'll keep the food longer, right? Using a propane grill, using a camp stove. I actually used my camp stove to cook some eggs and bacon and such in the morning for breakfast, and make coffee. We have these here, the Mountaineer mug, so it's got a stove, so you use little twigs to essentially cook with. You can make coffee, cook food, all that sort of stuff. It's a good piece of gear to have. You know, obviously a propane stove if you can, but at the bare minimum, something like this, at the bare minimum, because you can backpack that out if you need to. Obviously, if you're cooking with propane and such, you need extra fuel canisters as well. Lighting, candles, huge. A lot of people don't think about it. They don't, you know, they might have some scented candles, buy them, who cares? Stock up on candles, have a way to produce light. Lanterns, whether that oil or battery powered, but understand battery. Lantern, both of them, lantern, they're both consumable products. So they consume batteries or consume oil. Obviously oil's a little more dangerous. Chem lights, things like that. And have battery packs, abilities to recharge them, right? So Black Scout lights, this bad boy right here, the small pocket one, or our TAC light, which is the Premier light, has a rechargeable battery in it. And I'll recharge it with a Goal Zero pack here. This Goal Zero also has a battery pack inside of it, so it charges 4 AA batteries, and that battery pack can be used to charge other things like phones, so you're not wasting your gas in your car to charge up your cell phone. Think about the electricity's out. How are you going to buy things if you do need them? If you need certain consumable products? Cash, because most of the time the card readers are out. I've experienced that. Cash. I went into the store, all we can do is take as cash. A lot of places will not have the ability to use card. A lot of people don't carry cash anymore. They're using their phones to pay for things. Have cash on you at all times. Have a stock of it in your home. Have some in your wallet in an emergency. The other thing is fuel, like what's happening and what could potentially happen with this strike. Have a full tank. Never let it get to E, okay? Never let that happen. Always have a full tank, because you never know, and conserve your gas. No wasted trips. I think a lot of people are just riding around to look at the damage that it caused. Why are you wasting gas? You don't know if you'll be able to get any more. Anything consumable, you have to conserve it. In survival, when we're doing survival classes and such, and living off the landscape, everything is a consumable item, you conserve it. So if that's fire starting materials, whatever it is, you conserve that, because you never know, you may not be able to find it again. You see people cutting up cordage, and now they have a piece of cord like this for something stupid, and they need a big cord to build something. Always conserve your consumables. Never waste gas, never waste fuel. Another thing with the food, you can get a good quality cooler. That way you can get ice to preserve those critical food items. You may have small children. You may have certain medication that needs to be refrigerated. Having a good quality cooler in your home is a must. You may want a potty, one that's on a 5-gallon bucket where you can bag it, put cat litter in it, do all those sort of things. I've talked about this 100 times in the past. Luckily with this situation, most people have water, but what if you don't? Prepare for the absolute worst, because if you prepare for the worst, it'll be like a camping trip. Medical, like I said, I haven't seen any law enforcement, medical, they're too busy. They're too busy. No one's coming to save you. You have to be your own first responder. We sell medical kits. And the thing is, you can say, I'm shilling, all fear-mongering. This is happening right now, and people have waited too late to try to get prepared. I started a survival company because I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about surviving bad situations. That's why. Right? It just so happens to coincide with bad situations. So you can say whatever you want, it's fear-mongering, whatever. It's because I believe bad things are gonna get worse. Bad things will continue to happen, things will get worse. When Katrina happened, nobody was prepared for that level. They weren't prepared. And you've seen the amount of craziness that came from that. That goes on, segues into criminal opportunists. Certain towns right now have a curfew, because criminals have already realized, they don't have electricity. There's no cameras, there's no security systems, the police are tied up, we can go do damage. So now a couple counties have curfews because criminals have already started. And this is only day 2. If it goes on for more days, 3, 4, 5, you're gonna have people that may be hungry, that have kids to feed. And what I noticed today, just drive around. People disregard for the law anymore. People only follow the law because they're fear of punishment. It's not because morality. Morality goes out the window in this type of situation. And if it gets worse, the less people have morality. Even good people will let go of it. Sanitation, wet wipes and such like that, obviously, paper towels, you name it, but something to clean yourself with is good to have. Always have like a small bag, like a go bag. You know, you can carry a backpack, but that's probably unnecessary for most situations unless it is the zombie apocalypse. But just having a small go bag, something that you can carry the essentials like a survival kit like we sell. I carry medical gear in here, a flashlight, and some cash and things like that, as well as extra mags for the pistol. Right, so you want to be able to defend yourself. You want to have a pistol, at the very minimum, a pistol, because a lot of people say no, AR-15 first. I always say pistol first because I can conceal this. So if I need to go move amongst a populace, I can walk around and still have the ability to defend myself, unlike if I had a rifle. So having a small concealable pistol is something good to have. Ability to defend yourself. This is not an exhaustive list, guys. This is the absolute bare freaking minimum, what you need in most situations. You get in a car accident, you got medical gear. The power goes out, you've got some way to survive. Another item that I forgot to mention is one of these bad boys here. I got this thing for my vehicle. It's a tire, and I use it all the time. It'll inflate from a flat. Tire inflator, jumper cables, so it's got a jumper pack, it's battery operated, so you can jump off if you're in a remote area, like I am a lot of times. And then you have all the various things here, like a light. You have a standard plug-in, a cigar lighter plug-in, all those sort of things on this guy here. It also has the ability to recharge it by pulling it. You don't want to do that. You can charge this thing up at home, but this is a critical piece of kit to have in your vehicle as well. I definitely recommend it. But guys, I wanted to share this because seeing what's happened just in my area and the potential of the port and we don't know what's going to happen coming to the election, civil unrest. You don't know what can happen. Maybe a foreign adversary, a EMP. Just having the bare minimum will make your life so much better. Unlike all those folks out there that I've been seeing running around panic buying, freaking out, and they have no idea what to do. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps. And always remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous. Take care.